were telling us more like deeper things about their life and their experience and what made them who they are and helped to get them to where they are today. And so that's when Inspired Leaders took on this other identity of not just helping support business owners by giving them tactical advice, but supporting business owners by telling real, true stories. Real, true things that happen in life. And so, month after month, we ask our speakers a very, very challenging thing. And we ask them to, excuse me, but share their shit. We ask them to share the things that they've been through, the ups and the downs. Don't just get up on stage and rah-rah and tell us about how successful you are. Walk us through those deep, deep, dark moments where you were scared, where you didn't know if you could keep going, where you weren't sure what the outcome was going to be. Because we all face those things every single day. We all do. And so the goal is that with Inspired Leaders, when you come here or when you visit us on our website or on YouTube and you rewatch a speaker, you are rejuvenated. That you keep going and you don't quit when you're scared. You don't quit when you're not sure what's going to happen next. You keep focused on what you're doing and you're surrounded by people that are going to help support you and make sure that you do that. So I hope that you get that today and every month that you come here and spend your time with us. And I hope that you leave and you continue on for just one more day. Don't quit on a bad day, right? You keep going, and you know that you're not alone in this journey. You know that you've got other people that have been through things that you have been through, whether it's personal or professional or both. And you've got a community of people right here in this room that are going to support you on your journey. So thank you so much for joining us here today at Inspired Leaders. If you can, silence your phone for the next hour and just enjoy your time here. If you need to go out in the lobby and take a call or send a text message or anything like that, I do completely understand. But if you can just use this time for yourself and enjoy, I promise we'll have you out of here at 1 and you'll be okay for the next hour if you can, but just silence your phones. So you can find us all over social media. So we've got a website, inspiredleaders.org. We've got a Facebook page, an Instagram, a LinkedIn, a YouTube, all the things. So if you scan that QR code, you can find us anywhere that you like to get social and follow us. You can see clips from past speakers. You can see photos from past events. You can also RSVP for future events. You can share events with other people that you want to invite. And on our website and our YouTube, you can see all the past speaker videos. So if there's somebody that you missed or somebody that you want to watch again or just you want to kind of explore what Inspired Leaders has been all of these years, I encourage you to get on there and watch these incredible speakers share their stories. Then also on our website, if you yourself or somebody that you know is interested in speaking, we do have a whole process, but we invite you to start by applying to be a speaker yourself or sharing the application with somebody else, and you can find that on the website. And then we are able to be here and provide this event completely free to each and every one of you because of our incredible sponsors. So if you are interested in becoming a sponsor and supporting this event and getting the opportunity to come up here on stage and give a 30-second commercial rather than a drop-and-go commercial, we would be honored to have you, and you can find that information on our website as well. So stay connected with us, share the QR code, and get involved in what we're doing online so that we can spread the word to others and support you on your journey as well. So I would be remiss to be in a room full of business owners who want to grow their business and share themselves with each other and not get a chance to do commercials. So here at Inspired Leaders, we do drop-and-go commercials. I'll give you an example of what that is. And then if you're a sponsor, you know, skip yourself, you're going to get to come up on stage and do your 30-second commercial. So when we do commercials here at Inspired Leaders, we do a clap when we're done. So I'm going to give you an example, and we are going to practice, and then David is going to help get the microphone passed around the room, okay? My name is Elizabeth Griever. My company is Everson Cooper, and we are your as-is homebuyer. All right, come on, y'all. We can do better than that. Let's do it again. My name is Elizabeth Griever. My company is Everson Cooper, and we are your as-is homebuyer. Booyah. I want that every time. All right, David, here you go.
Hey everyone, my name is Andy Griever. Together with my beautiful wife, Elizabeth, we own Everson Cooper. Thank you all so much for being at Inspired Leaders. My name is Kevin Mims. We're real estate developers trying to solve the affordable housing crisis.
Carl Brunig, WealthyLife360.com. Nothing wrong with being healthy and nothing wrong with being wealthy.
Darren Lee, Breakthrough. We make date night or corporate team building fun.
Joel Surmeyer, My Lending Network. For the last 24 years, I've helped first-time homebuyers, veterans, investors, and entrepreneurs build wealth through real estate.
I'm Joseph James, and as of today, I'm flying to Nashville in 2 weeks to talk to a Nashville recording company. So thank you.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Rhodes. I'm a financial advisor specializing in retirement planning and company retirement plans.
Hi, my name is Corey. I am with Keller Williams Northeast. As assistant team leader, I help my agents close more production and meet vendors like yourself to help their clients and their business.
My name's Emily James. I am a freelancer. I own the Clarity House, which is a brand identity company, and I do consulting and marketing for.
Drop and go, people. Drop and go.
My name's Tara with eXp Realty, anything to do with the house and your one-stop shop.
Howdy, Nikki Hankins, No Dumb Blonde Accounting. I love to clean up messes.
Good afternoon. Michelle Whitaker, SWBC Mortgage Company. I'm a mortgage loan officer.
Gail Stolzenberg, Senior Estate Concierge, resource for senior and family.
Hello, Brandon Anderchuk with Hope's Path, residential home for young men in Spring nonprofit.
I'm Elaine Roberts with Assisted Living Locators. Assisted Living Locators, helping you find the perfect place for your loved one to call home.
Darrell Norris with Fresh Tech Solutions. We are a tech company specializing in mobile app development and websites. If your website sucks, you're in luck.
Hi there, my name is Melanie Michaelchuk. My company name is Just Hike. And ladies, if you like to hike and explore and you're outdoorsy, look me up.
Hi, Gail Cheatham with Thrive Offline, a local nonprofit focused on digital in-person connection versus digital connectivity.
Yulander Taylor, a naturopathic doctor assisting those with totality of health.
Bob Jacinto, Legacy Partners Insurance and Tax-Free Retirement. We keep families and small businesses prosperous through the storms of life.
Steve Scott, personal business coach. Different isn't necessarily better, but better is always different.
I'm Stephen Kelly with Starscape Productions. We are in videography. My favorite thing in the world to do is tell stories, so let's tell yours.
Seth King with Tracemark Impression, full-service digital marketing agency. We make the internet fall in love with your business.
Barto Van Otterdijk, BVO Global Solutions. I provide finance and accounting services to companies, small businesses that need adult supervision.
Hi, I'm Ann Jorgensen. I'm legacy coach. I help business owners who got stuck gaining back the momentum and build your legacy without sacrifice.
Hi, I'm Berlin Meneghetti. I'm with LifeWave, and we are focused on wellness and age reversing.
Howdy, Dave Gerard, CPA, in transition at the moment, looking for oil and gas.
Tara Flannery Photography. I specialize in headshots and branding, family portraits, and senior portraits.
Josh Konecki with Crown Eagle Construction and Iconic Acquisitions. We're a general contractor and an investing group.
Arnold Baxter with Rooftop Innovations, where we put your roof above everything else.
Tyler Jones with RTI Construction, your local commercial roofer.
I'm Bryce Moore. I'm an EOS implementer helping you get what you want for your business.
Hey guys, Tyler Cowie with Narrow Stack. We put your data in one place so you can get back to operating your business.
Hi, I'm Keely Goodnight. I'm working towards my master's in counseling, and I am working with district counseling here in the Woodlands.
Hi, I'm Diana Berwin with Classy Closets, custom closets, pantries, offices, and more right next door.
Hi, Chris Wenstrom, Juice Plus,
Jets food made by God for your body so you can be healthy and live the life you want.
Good afternoon. Daniel Wolfson with Austin Bank. We're a local community bank. I'm a commercial loan officer. Thank you.
Albert Yang. I do vacant land, all things related to vacant land. Thank you.
Who have we missed? Okay.
Hi, I'm Ayman with the Fury Digital Printing. We do printing, branding. We are the presentation for your company in front of your competition.
Did we miss anybody else? Anybody? All right, I'm David McGuffin, Space City Payments. I'm your merchant services and consumer finance specialist.
Thank you guys all so much for introducing your businesses to us. If you are a sponsor, if you could please come and join me up on stage. So as I mentioned, our sponsors are the reason that this event is free and open to everybody every single month. They are why we're able to be here at Vibrant Church. They're why we have photography, videography, food. All of the things that we do are because of these wonderful people. So they get an opportunity to stand up on stage and do a 30-second commercial to tell you about their business. So sponsors, remember, please come stand in the light when you do your commercial so we can see your pretty faces, and mind the clock up at the front, Rankin. And Randy, 30 seconds. Let's see that 3-0. When that says 0, you're done. Okay, Julie, show them how to do it.
Way to get busted. Hey guys, Julie Peters, and I am with Arbonne International, and we do health and wellness products. A brand new product we just launched on the 1st of August is an Omega, and it's got a lot of great things for heart, brain, glowing skin, overall wellness. But the cool thing, Arbonne is vegan, so the salmon actually get their essential nutrients for the algae, and that's what this comes up with, so no burpy fish taste. Julie with Arbonne, keeping you healthy from the inside out. No.
Hey guys, Rankin of the Rankin Peters Music. Live music makes the event, regardless of what it is. So if you have music needs, call me. I can do that. Rankin with Rankin Peters Music. Woo.
Giving some time back. Hello. I'll take his time. Hi, everybody. I'm Dawn Candy. My company is I Promote You. I take care of your promotional products and corporate apparel. So when you're thinking about marketing your business or outfitting your employees, please come and see me. I'd love to partner with you on that. I'm also the executive director for Hands of Justice. We have a fashion show coming up. We're an anti-trafficking organization that walks along survivors. Please come and see me and talk to me about how you can get involved. Dawn Candy, Hands of Justice, and I Promote You.
Randy Lovelace, Paragon Independent Insurance Agency, personal lines, home and auto insurance, stand in the light. Okay. Giving you peace of mind because we are covering your assets. 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 30 seconds.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alex Rogers, and I'm the retail office manager for Austin Bank in Creekside Park. Austin Bank has been owned and operated by the Austin family out of Jacksonville, Texas for over 100 years now. With 40 locations and a wide variety of products and services, we have everything you need to be successful. Our tools and services for business, specifically from online account opening, also to ACH origination and wires. We've been in the business for over 100 years, so come see us in Creekside Park.
Hi, I'm Mike Navolio with the Clean Water Climb, and make sure your life is not only successful but significant. So how, you might ask? Well, go where God is already working. You can join the Kilimanjaro Clean Water Climb, and it's easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? You can give to the Clean Water Climb because we raise money for folks in Malawi, or you can get involved by being a volunteer in some way. So come see us after the event. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Melanie Davis with Better Bookkeepers. We're your local bookkeeping firm, so think QuickBooks, Xero, and what we want you to think about is as your kids are going back to school, some of them will start next week, you also might want to get those finances in order, just like they're getting nice in order for the next year. So come and see us. We can help get you all caught up for 2025 and then put you on a monthly maintenance plan to give you peace of mind. Thank you.
Hey, inspired leaders. Great to see everybody. Thank you for joining us. My name is Lance Kelly. I'm here with the Business Solutions Group. We're your one-stop for all of your individual and group healthcare insurance needs, medical, dental, accident, HSA, whatever the business or the individual needs to protect yourself, your business, or your people, we'd be happy to help you. Kids are going back to school. Guys, if you need to reevaluate, take a look. We'd love to have that conversation. Lance with the Business Solutions Group. If you don't make time for your wellness, you'll be forced to make time for your sickness. Plan accordingly.
Good morning, everybody, or afternoon. My name's Nick Plunk with Plunk Productions. I'm a videographer, producer, and editor. So if you need help with any of those three things, I'd love to chat with you. I can take the headache off of you. If you say, I need video, I know I need video, I don't know what I need for video, I can help you with that. If you don't know what to say on video, I can help you with that. If you say, man, there's this cool cinematic stuff I see online of other people's business, and they're my competitors, and that's not okay, I can help you with that. We can get better footage than them. Nick Plunk, Plunk Productions.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Darnold Jr. Darnold Jr. Productions is like Arnold with the D in front. So who would like to take better pictures? I actually have a workshop that's coming up on August 23rd. I'm going to teach you how to shoot like a pro. So go to my Instagram, click on the link, and register. There's 2 different ticket packages. There's regular general admissions, and then there's VIP where you get one-on-one coaching. Darnold Jr. with Darnold Jr. Productions.
All right, give our sponsors a huge round of applause. We are so grateful for them. You all get gold stars. Thank you very much for keeping your commercials on time. But seriously, these people are the best in the world. They will support you whether you need them for your business or just need a new friend or want somebody to talk to. I really encourage you to get to know each and one of our sponsors and what they do for this community and how they can help you one way or the other. They are incredible, wonderful people. Thank you guys all so much. All right, so I am really excited to introduce our speaker to you. Kevin has been coming to Inspired Leaders for quite some time now, and when we started talking about speaking and doing what we do as we work through things with our speakers, he didn't like us, I don't think, maybe for a hot minute. I don't know, at least me, I'm the question asker and can you dig a little bit deeper in that? And so if you come here a lot, you know that our speakers usually like to, tell Andy and I that we pushed them hard, and we do that, but we do it out of love, and we push each other as well when we speak. So I'm really, really honored that Kevin wants to stand up here on stage and talk to you guys today. I'm so honored that he's willing to tell his story. It's been humbling to listen to, and I really admire you. So I'm really excited that he gets to share it with you all. So please help me welcome Kevin Goodnight.
The drunkard, the liar, the womanizer, the workaholic, the train wreck. You may think this is a dysfunctional company or maybe a messy season of leadership, or maybe you think this is a walks into a bar joke, but it's not. These were my bosses. And if I had to sit here and tell you the truth, a part of them became a part of me in different seasons, in different moments, in different stages. Work hard, play harder, rise and grind, build your own kingdom, lusting for more, self-medicating, charge, chaos, covet, build your own kingdom. Kevin, meet me in Vegas at 9 p.m. or you're fired. That was the phone call I got. I was a brand new sales rep, and the president of the company just called me and said, meet me in Vegas at 9 o'clock or you're fired. I said, okay. I said, but I'm an hour away from the airport. What do? I don't have any stuff. Call the travel agent, book a flight, be here at 9. I'll have a Bud Light waiting for you. 22-year-old kid, this is pretty good, living life on an expense report. Going and meeting this boss, I called the travel agent. She said, did you land a big deal? And of course I said, yeah, something like that. To me, here I had made it. I had been called to action to be in front of the president of the company with no business talk, 100% shenanigans. And he was a good boss. He loved me. He genuinely cared about me. But that one piece stuck. Work hard, play harder. Do it for yourself on this expense account. Boost it up. Yeah, entertain the customers, but then more for you, more for you. The drunkard then introduced me to the liar. And see, the liar wasn't my direct boss, but the liar paid a part of my salary as I started a new division for him. The liar's goal, he didn't like me because I was young and a little bit polished in a good old boys industry. And we had territories and regions, and he would sell around me. He had made it. He was 40-something, had sold a couple companies. I'm in my mid-20s. My goal became to take him down in the process because he was stealing from me. But then I learned, is this how business is really done? Lie, cheat, steal, do everything in your power to make your own name? From that season, I left and I met the womanizer. Big 6'6" guy whose first words to me was, I didn't hire you and I told Mike to fire you. What y'all don't know is I had just moved my family from California back to Texas with a job, then not knowing that I was actually re-interviewing for my job on the spot. Concerning, right? Lewd jokes, sexual innuendos, sleeping with sales reps, had Tito's and soda. I can still hear the ice clingy in his drink. That was my boss. That was the culture. And you know what? Business did this, so it was approved. The first time I had ever heard of a executive saying, I have an insurance policy against me. I said, excuse me? He said, it's not if I make a mistake, it's when I make a mistake. I'd heard that in sports, but I'd never heard about an executive having an insurance policy against him. The workaholic job led me to my stretch job, 32, running the largest business of a very, very, very profitable nationwide company. And I got the workaholic. I got the best boss in the company. But here's the thing, that boss was a workaholic. He bragged about his 70 hours a week. He had your back, but he also bragged about how he'd missed his kids' birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, because he had to work. So he put that back on me. 6 months into this job, as a Friday, and I leave, and Keely's driving. We're going somewhere for the weekend, for a long weekend, knowing that the following Tuesday, we're leaving on our 10-year anniversary. My phone rings. The workaholic is on the phone. He said, hey, I just got to tell you, I know I signed off on your vacation, but how important is that trip to you? I said, well, it's my 10-year anniversary. He said, okay. You know what's going on at the office, right? We just lost our warehouse supervisor. Operations is melting. Sales are down. Do you not know you haven't quite established yourself yet? I said, okay. He said, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'm going to highly recommend that you postpone your trip. You see, I'm on the phone. She hears this phone call. And before I even hung up, she knew what the answer would be. We postponed that trip. And in fact, 8 years later, it's still postponed. Probably the worst decision I've ever made in my life. Next, I remember walking out on a Friday morning. I knew two things. I knew I wasn't getting the promotion, and I knew none of my counterparts were getting the promotion. Keely walks out with my water. I turn and look at her, and I said, what if they hire the train wreck? She said, there's no way. He's been the president of a company. Why would he go down a level or two to come to your company to become a VP? I said, I've got a weird feeling. So I go to the office that day. I go out of my office. I'm in the conference room, and the EVP is talking on a Zoom call, and it reminds me of Charlie Brown's teacher if we have to dig back into the archives, mainly just nonsense. Then he gets to the point, and he says, I want to tell you something. We decided to go a different route for the long-term goodness of our company, and we've decided to hire the train wreck. This was a guy that was known for scandals. This was a guy that was known for heavy drinking, yelling at his employees. He would go to a company and people would vacate. Were they so stupid? Did they not vet this guy? The train wreck comes. And like they say, a leopard never loses its spots. 100% tyrant. In fact, he was all the characteristics of my other four bosses, except the workaholic. He worked about 30 hours a week, had a standing tea time on Friday, and it was go, go, go. We were chauffeuring him around we were drinking with him every night. He would visit hotels and bars where the high-end ladies of the evening hung out. He was an absolute tyrant of a human. My anxiety increased, as did my drinking. Heavy, heavy, heavy. Just to mask, to escape. And what do y'all think happened? Max exodus. 83% of the people that reported to him left. When they would leave, he would just brush it off. And he would say, oh, well, they just didn't have it in them. If there was an exit interview that was handled, it was the train wreck. It was 100% him. Two sayings for those who are anything leadership gurus. Here's what his famous lines. Who are we going to publicly flog today? You see, he wanted me to stand in front of my sales team and fire somebody in front of my sales team to show who was in charge. And the best, I'm not the smartest man in the world, but I'm definitely the smartest man in this room. This was my leadership. These were my people. These are the ones that groomed me and raised me up in business. And this overshadowing cloud came over me. Today, I name it now corporate PMS. It's not, you can trademark that. Power, money, status. That was the goal. Power, money, status, pride, materialism, selfishness, more PMS. That was the goal for self. I know y'all are on my LinkedIn right now looking at the companies I've worked for. Holy crap. That's not in the notes. But you see, I absorbed their behaviors. It became part of me, part of my identity. And it followed me. Sure, I masked it. Sure, I did some things that were great. But in that core, that was who I had become. Running fast, but empty. Dysfunctional. Empty, dead, self-medicating every night. So we get to the pandemic, 2020, May of 2020, we're fresh into the pandemic. And I wake up, and what y'all hadn't seen, between the workaholic and the train wreck, there was this shift. Something was changing inside of me. I'm like, I know there's more. I know there's something bigger and better. I know there's a deeper calling. I know it's wearing on me. May of 2020, I woke up. I told my wife, I said, hey, this is weird, but the Lord just told me he's going to show up big this year. And she's like, oh. I said, I don't know how. I just laid off 35% of my staff. My income's down 35%. How could he show up big? We're drinking 7 nights a week, starting at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, heavy, all day. She said, I think you need to press into that. So I started looking back through journal entries, and I saw the Lord's hand moving when job number 1 went out of business, and she was 8 months pregnant. All of a sudden, I lost my job. The Lord provided a job immediately. Baby number 2 is on the way. I sell my house and land a job to move back to Texas on the same day. And I start to think to myself, wow, there's something here. I think I could potentially write a book. Maybe something to just leave behind for my boys and my family, but I'm not an author. Remember, business guy. I'm the stud, right? During that time, I'm pressing in a little bit more, and we get to December, and I wake up in a sweat. I don't know if ever y'all have had that moment. You wake up in a sweat. I go, it's December 1st. The Lord says he's going to show up before the year ends. It's going to happen. So, but what can I do? What can I do? What can I eliminate? So I fasted from alcohol. 10 days, removed it completely. Nothing happened. Felt good, clarity, peace of mind, sleeping better. It was amazing. So I pressed forward to 21 days. We find ourselves at a wedding. Now think about it. December, first venue, first event, first thing we had been to. We go to this party, 150, 180 people at this party. Every table is packed. And we go and sit at our table. There's one couple, Nigerian couple, eating under their mask. You can't hear them. They're eating like this, thick accent, scared to death of COVID. We're like, this is really weird. Finally, we break the ice. We start talking a little bit, and we get to the end of dinner, and she stops, and her eyes light up, and she looks at me, and she goes, you're going to write a book one day, and it's going to impact men and dads and advance God's kingdom. My calling, literally laid. I said, excuse me? She said, "This is your calling. You must walk in this." She got up and left. Okay. So you get your calling. Everybody wants to know what their calling is, what their purpose is in life. I get mine on a platter. What do you think I did? I ran 10 months of complete disobedience, doubling down on drinking, complete despair, going the opposite direction. I don't know how old he was at the time. My kid's coming in, "Hey, Dad, how's your book going?" I'm like, I'm Googling how to write a book. It's like type, and anyways. Followed by 10 months of heavier despair and darkness. The train wreck is just wearing me out. Everything I've built is failing because I'm just so amped up every single day running this business post-COVID. And let me just stop and say one thing. If you're seeking breakthrough, and if you are seeking breakthrough knowing that the Lord is going to provide something, let me just tell you, darkness will push back. And look, I know. Let me say that again, darkness will push back. And that's weird. Look, yes, I'm in a church, I'm on stage. Probably not the most sexiest topic that pastors are talking about. Darkness, the enemy, the devil. So I have to tell you, it's the truth. Ephesians 6:12. For our battles are not against flesh and blood, but against the powers and the rulers and the authorities of this dark world and all the evil that is out there in the spiritual realm. Again, weird, but it's out there. So I have to tell you the darkness. In fact, this story embarrasses me, and I know a lot of y'all don't know me, and I've told this story, but I shy away from telling it. I was at a conference, and I remember everything. I remember the last drink we had on the rooftop bar. I remember us going out and trying to find a bar that was open. I remember going in the elevator's door shutting. I remember walking into my room and the door shutting behind me, knowing that I had about 3 hours of sleep I needed to get before I drove home that morning to wish my son happy birthday. Alarm goes off 3 hours later. I wake up completely naked and don't know where I am. I walk into the bathroom. I splash water in my face. I look at myself in the mirror, not knowing, am I on camera? Did I get, what just happened to me? As I roam in the halls, I look and I have a bruise on my chest, and it is in the shape of a footprint. And I'm going, did I get kicked? But this is not a foot. This is like Shaquille O'Neal times 10. I mean, I'm a little fella, but, and outline, toes. So I go home, drunk, still, and wish my kid a happy birthday, send him off to school. I wear a shirt the next couple nights, not wanting her to see this. Night 3, I take my shirt off, and she looks at me, she goes, "You have a freaking footprint on your chest. Where have you been and what happened?" Now think about it, at that point, it's this greenish, gnarly yellow, but you see 5 toes. Months later, it was revealed to me that that was the enemy pushing his foot on my chest. He had me. I then, months later, I'm having a dream, and in my dream, I'm awake, but I'm laying in bed, and over me are these two little creatures, demonic creatures floating over my head. Both of them had the face of my father, and both of them were chanting over me, "You will never walk in your calling." This is 14 months post that dinner with the folks at that wedding. 14 months of just grinding every day. I'm praying, "Lord, make it taste like bile. Make it go away." And every day I got the itch, and I scratched it. Lucky I didn't hit anybody, kill anybody, get arrested, lose my marriage. Darkness, guys. But then, a Wednesday night, I came home, made myself a drink, ran upstairs, shut my door, made a drink, big drink. She comes in. She goes, "Hey, we're going to prayer service tonight. Freaking pep it up. Get rid of that." She shuts the door. I slam it. So I go into prayer service. She goes down. She's praying with some folks. And I close my eyes. And all of a sudden, this vision happened. And this vision was me in a forest. And I'm thinking, think forest like trees, brush. You can't see your hand this far from your face. Darker than dark, blacker than black. All of a sudden, a light appears. And it's a light that starts to raise up. And as the light raised up, it's all happening at one time. And it was just one drink. I don't know. Trust me. The light comes to shine. All of a sudden, the trees start to part. The ground is rugged, and the ground becomes smooth. The mountain becomes slow, and the valley becomes to raise up. And all of a sudden, this beautiful path is laid before me. Well, that's cool. I don't know what it means, but thank you. So I don't tell her. I don't do anything with it. The next morning, I get up early. I have my quiet time, and the devotional comes from our pastor, Jeff Wells, Woods Edge, for those who have in the area. His passage is from Isaiah 40, verses 4 through 5, and I'll paraphrase it. That says, "The mountains will be made low, the valleys will be raised up, a path will be revealed, and the glory of the Lord will be shown." You see how I needed to get out of darkness was I needed light. And I needed light that only came from the Father and telling me that I've got you and I have a path that I'm going to lay before you if you let me. Because it had been about me. So back to this book. It's gonna change the world. It's going to influence the kingdom. About this time, about 10% of a manuscript I had completed. And it was good, I'll be honest. I was like, dang, I didn't know I had this. And this is before AI, peeps. Come on. I'm an author. I'm authing, as I guess would call it. And so I'm like, but how do you write a book? I'm running a big freaking business. I'm commuting 2 hours a day, 50, 60 hours a week, all the things. How do you write a book? You don't have time to write a book when you do that. But here's where it happened, where it got good. One conversation, one podcast, and one praying wife of 16 years. I walked into my office, and actually I was in the conference room, and a fellow named Antoine came in. Antoine goes, "Hey, I got to talk to you." I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "You told me about this book you're writing. You told me about the Lord moving. You told me all this good stuff. What's holding you back from doing that? You told me that last year." I said, "Man, I drink every night, bro. 6, 7 nights a week, never 1 or 2. He said, "Second, not only will you never walk in your calling if you continue down this path, but your boys will follow." He doesn't know about this bride of mine that's crying every 2 months, every month, this is not who you are. You are better than this. When is this going to stop? This will go to our boys. I leave that meeting with Antoine, turn on my car. Podcast says, on our next episode, we're going to be talking about breaking the curses of generational sin. I'm like, yeah. And look, I have no theology degree. I won't get into that. But I will say there are generational behaviors that will follow generational lines if they aren't broken, right? Alcohol, addiction, abuse, anger, divorce, prison, you name it. It will follow if the cycle is not broken. You see, I had heard about a ministry called Regeneration Recovery. And first of all, Antoine, are you here? Antoine's back there, my friends. Thank you, Antoine, for speaking truth and goodness into my life and freaking kicking me. I'd heard about a ministry called Regeneration Recovery. Too much pride, though. Too much pride. It's a local. It's go. I don't care who you are. Everybody needs to go to Regen. We all got something. My brother-in-law's marriage was redeemed. His addictions were ceased. He then comes back to tell me he's going to be leading. And so I walk in to Regeneration on August 22nd, 2022. And I can proudly stand here today, 1,082 days without a single drink. The Lord removed it, fully removed it. And here's where it gets real good, guys. Day 1, he says, wait. It's like, well, I've never waited on you before, so let's try this thing out. Day 40 of waiting, I'm praying. I'm like, Lord, what do you want to call this book? He says, I want to call it Dad Voted. And I want you to develop devoted dads. I'm like, That's cool. That's weird. Okay. Like 3 days go by. I'm in my office and I Google Dad Voted and it pops up. Would you like to buy this domain? Oh, I've never done this before. Now we won't talk about that. I buy domains a lot, so we won't. We all have our things. Okay. My buddy Tyler's like, he knows. Buy a domain. A week later, I'm meeting with a trademark lawyer. Trademarking something? I'm starting a business? What the heck is all this? I didn't know I had this in me. I always wanted to start a marketing firm. We have marketing brand folks. I always wanted to start a marketing firm, but I'm now building a brand. I got a logo. I got a t-shirt. I got a hat. This is kind of cool. What are we doing here? And 2 months later, I have a manuscript to the publisher. 5 months after that, we have a published book called Dad Voted. And look at this fancy subtitle. A lot of alliteration. Dads devoted to discovering their duty, direction, and destiny. And that's the kicker of life right there, my friends. But there's more. I'm praying with the Regen team the week my book launches, and it's a Monday, and a gal named Ariana is praying for me as a group. And just bless this book. We're going to launch this book into the world, all the things. Wednesday comes around, I get a text from her. First of all, if you're in ministry and you know it's kind of taboo, like men and women don't, she's like, I know I shouldn't be texting you, but I just wanted to tell you this. When I was praying for you on Monday, every time I would say your name, like the name Stephen would almost come out of my mouth. And then with this morning, I was praying for you, and every time, like physically, I said Kevin, Stephen came out. She's like, I know this is really weird, but I'm reading in Acts, and I went and read about Stephen, and it said Stephen was a man full of grace and power, and his face was radiant like that of an angel. She's like, this is weird, I know. And I'm like, yeah, this is way weird, but thank you. So that was Wednesday morning. Wednesday night, we're at a prayer service. So think of a prayer service room that's 300 people, 500 people, packed night of prayer service. My kids, I'm actually in the middle of the aisle, and we're worshiping, and all of a sudden I get tapped on the shoulder, and I'm not on the end, I'm in the middle. I get tapped on the shoulder, and this guy says, hey, this is really weird, but is something big about to happen in your life? I was like, who are you? I was like, yeah, I'm launching a book in 2 days. He said, I was across the room, and I was worshiping, and I looked over, and a light was shining on your face, and it was bright and radiant. I said, is your name Stephen? He's like, no, never saw this guy. Bryce, he was a worship guy for a half a second, Bryce. I don't know. Never saw him again. Maybe my reaction scared him away from the church. I don't know. So I launched this book. I become a New York Times bestseller overnight. I sell my house, and we move to Malibu, and I retire and write off it. None of that happened. We sold some books, but y'all can help. Okay. During this time at work, I'm running the show. My team takes this business from a $32 million to a $43 million business. 1 year. I don't tell anybody. They know about the sobriety, but other than Antoine and a couple people, nobody knows about this calling on my life. And so I literally, the business takes off. I'm hiring better, delegating better. 2 sales reps that left came back. I'm talking producers come back. And all of a sudden, we go from 32 to 42 million. Kevin is the hero. They don't know about this book. I launched the book. The train wreck got fired, by the way, for moral failure. Go figure. If I wasn't on the stage at church, I would say other things. Freaking idiot. Anyways. Not butthurt at all about that guy. I hope he hears this. Train wreck. Okay. So, where am I? 43 million. The business goes to 41 million. So 43, 41, pretty good. 43 million, we make the company $9 million bucks. I know y'all are doing the math. Yes, we freaking killed it in a commodity business. 41 million, make them a little over $8 million. I get a call from who the train wreck hired his boy. We'll call him the yes man. The yes man says, hey, I'm in town. I need to talk to you. Whoa, this guy's from Dallas. He's in town. Why is this guy in town? Well, I want to tell you that we've got a situation here. You're not as good as you used to be. In fact, here's a PIP. We're going to put you on a performance improvement plan so that you can prove that you still deserve to be here. 8 years, making them hand over fist money. I'm not as good as I used to be. But this isn't a big deal. We'll get through this. I said, bullshit. This is a big deal. And this is a freaking death sentence. And I knew at that time, my time was time to go. 6 months later, and 12 hours after a bonus check that was about this big came in, I put my notice in. Not knowing where I was going or what I was doing, but I did it. Sayonara, suckers, I'm out. Not knowing what was going on. And let me tell you, the last 15 months of this season has been the hardest and richest season of my life. Not knowing where your next paycheck's coming, not knowing where the next client is coming, a desperate dependence on like, Lord, what are we doing today? What are we doing? Crazy. Would never in a million years. But when I look at my 2 boys that are 14 and 12 and I say, live a life of purpose and substance with no regrets in the one life you get, but dad's over here miserable at a job. Why would I not walk away? Why would I not bet on myself? Why would I not bet on the Lord who's given me a calling and a purpose and a passion to see people healed and whole? Amen? That came out of nowhere. Amen. I felt the presence of this church stage. I've written 2 books. I've got 4 manuscripts pending right now. I'm coaching men to find freedom from alcohol and to find freedom in their fatherhood mission. And these stories that I tell you of Stephen and light and paths and visions and demonic creatures and all this weird stuff, I have 10 times more stories on men telling me I found freedom. I now know who I am, what I'm called to do, and how to lead my family. If I don't make another dollar, if I have to go back and mentor under the train wreck, I don't care, because I walked in my calling for this moment in this situation in time. All right, so I started with PMS. I'm going to end with PMS. We got to bring it full circle somehow. Power, money, status, right? Pride, materialism, selfishness. Now, what's this pivot of PMS? People, mission, serving, purpose, mindset, stewardship, so that we can be the best parents, P, with a thriving marriage, M, and loving our Savior, S. You see, I thought I was put on a worldly PIP. A buddy of mine said, you were put on a kingdom PIP, where God was going to change your purpose, your identity, and give you a new platform. And here I am standing here today doing just that. I leave you with this, and so beautiful. First and foremost, all of you are dearly loved children of God. Even if you don't know that, even if you've stiff-armed God, even if you don't believe in God, you are dearly loved, created in his image, in his likeness. And Christ came to save and to serve his people, which are you guys. And look, my story is no different than your story, and it's got a 2-fold approach. God never gives up on his people. And 2, we all have a purpose and a calling. So my final charge today is this. That guy right there, Antoine, stand up for me, please. This guy who my wife prayed for 16 years that somebody would come and speak truth and goodness into me. He drove 2 hours today, and he's going on vacation today, so thank you, Antoine, for showing up. You're my prop. They don't pay. I'll take you to lunch. But I want to pivot. I want to be your Antoine today. And I want to charge every single one of you. If you don't know your calling, find it. If you know your calling and you're not walking in it because of addiction, pride, guilt, shame, materialism, all the PMS that I brought up here today, something that's holding you back, addiction, get help. Admit that you have a problem. Find freedom. Walk in hope. Be changed and be forever different. Never be the same. Walk in freedom. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Kevin, thank you so much for your beautiful story, for sharing your heart with us. Thank you to Keely for supporting him and in sharing this. I know that that was a lot to navigate, and it's a lot to bare your soul like that to a room full of strangers, but you made a difference today. I know you did for me, and I know you did for everybody in this room, so thank you to both of you for that. We are very, very grateful for you sharing your story. I want to invite you all to come back and join us next month on September 12th. We'll be right here from 11:30 to 1. So just for any of you guys that's first time here, 11:30 to 12 is when we eat and network, and then at 12 we come in here and it's the same format. We do drop and go commercials, hear from our sponsors, and then get to hear a speaker. And so I welcome all of you to stay after and network, get to know each other, do some business together, establish some friendships, get to know Kevin, say hello to him, take pictures, all of the good things, and then scan that QR code. It'll take you right to our Facebook event for September, and you can go ahead and RSVP and share it with any friends or family that you want to bring with you next month, because here we are month after month. It is always free and always open to each and every one of you, so please feel free to bring a friend and join us anytime you can. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful weekend. Yes?
And I am starting a ministry, a chapter of a business called Christ. We have a national presence, so if you're a Christian business leader, together have more of this kind of stuff and gathering, discipleship.
Awesome. Thank you all so much.